Welcome to my channel where we talk everything finance, real estate, investing, money, and more. My name is Tim and I'm your host. And today I want to talk to you about something a little less technical and more so about mindset. Okay? See, in my journey to become a millionaire, by the way, I'm age 46, I think the biggest difference between me failing and me having a little bit of success was mindset. You see, a ton of people said that the cards were stacked against me. Look, I'm a high school dropout, and not by choice. My brain just doesn't come up with the same answers as the teachers. So they told me that I could either agree with them or I could leave. So I left. So then what happened? Well, I tried for college, which is a great journey, but it turns out that they test you, and if you pass the test, then you can get in, but they won't even allow you to pay to get in for an education if you're uneducated and can't pass that test. So technically, I was a complete failure according to everybody else. My fiance left me. She took her child that we raised together, and I can figure out why. It's because I couldn't put food on the table, and we were faced with hard times because of money. Fast forward to 2001 in July, in fact, July 28th, I moved here, Phoenix, Arizona. It was a horrible job market, but I found a job at one of the most prestigious job companies ever. It was called MCI WorldCom, and for some of you younger folks out there that might not know about this, MCI WorldCom was a company that sold long distance, which is when you wanted to call, let's say, if you wanted to call somebody in Michigan, but you're in Arizona, they might charge you 25 or 30 cents a minute, okay? So anyway, the reason I mentioned that is because on September 11th, we all know what happened. By the end of September, my division within the Phenometrics area was completely closed. Hey, no big deal. I have nobody that I know here in Phoenix. I have no money, no job, no education. And gosh, I just hope I have enough money so that the landlord won't take any legal action against me to make me get out of the apartment. So I did what anybody would do, and I drove around until I found a help wanted sign, which was right down the street at a company called Scott Toyota. It was there where I met my friend, Joey, same age as me. Maybe he's a year older. Anyway, he was driving an Acura NSX, and I thought to myself, wow, here I am in a Dodge Neon. I went in and I begged for a job. And, finally the sales manager said yes. Shockingly enough to me, I ran into the job of what I considered to be the job of a lifetime. I mean, here I am, a 23-year-old kid with no education, and I finally got someone to hire me with more of an opportunity than I ever thought that I could ever have. I went to Joey, and he was a really cool guy. He told me, I told him that they hired me, but I also asked him if he'd mentor me. He agreed, but he said it would cost me 75% of all of my income, and I'd only get 25%. I'm kind of broke, so this sounds like a lot. Talked to 3 other salespeople who worked there, and they all thought this was the dumbest idea ever and told me that I'd be better off, maybe that they would show me how to do it for like 5% instead. But I kept on looking at the top salesman board, and he was number 1 over and over and over, right? So I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to roll the dice, and I'm going to go with Joey. So I guess fast forward to the next month, I made $400 for the entire month, okay? $400 for the entire month. Now look, back in 2003, 2004, I know this sounds crazy, but there were actually places that you could rent, and I lived in one, for around $400 a month. It was a studio apartment, not in a great area, but it was out there. It was then that I realized that there are 2 ways that people can see the world, okay? Number 1, you can see the world for what you want and you can go for it. Or number two, you can see what gets in the way of what you want. That's really the only way I see it. I only saw the potential to learn so that I could make money in the future, while others thought that it would cost me money, and it would have up front because I could have went with them for less. The money would have fogged my judgment. I wanted to learn. I didn't care about the money. Now, fast forward to today, Joey and me are still best friends, good friends. He is multi-million dollars worth of real estate, also owns some really successful companies himself. Now look, I lost $1,200 that month, but I'm a millionaire today because of it. So anyway, folks, this video is probably really one of the least scripted, least planned out things. It's not a whole lot about money as so much as it is about mindset. The more that you can get your mindset right, the more the money will be there. In fact, maybe what we need to do is start a daily mindset group. You know what? I think I'm going to think about that for a little bit. Yeah. Because something, yeah, anyway, yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, consider hitting the like button, then subscribe, then that little bell thing. That way that lets YouTube know that this is good information and it'll push it out to other people. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.